Hi folks, well, disaster struck with that insane rain we've had, and now it's insane hot and insane humid. I've got blight on my potatoes and some of my tomatoes, the ones at the back of the garage. The ones at the back of the shed are unaffected as yet. I've pulled a few potatoes and done a little reveal. I've got some more potatoes that are growing in my corn. I'm going to cut all the tops off of them. I did fettle some out the other day, and the Blight and Rate. I'm going to fettle out what I can, where they're not actually going to interfere with roots of corn, and say cut all tops off and burn it. In other news, the quail, they should be ready due to hatch in 2 days, so 2-3 days probably. Hopefully we'll get a good hatch. What I'm planning to do is build some little triangular sort of things with hinges what I can pack up and put away as tractors to go onto my raised beds, so I can move them down raised beds, probably 1 metre wide, and then I can move them down beds and they can do a little bit of fertilisation and bug control. So that might be something interesting to see later on. So we'll look what we get from that for the hatch. If my little machine works as well as it did last year with the other year with the ducks, then we should be all right. But we've got some mad temperature changes, so I'm hoping we'll get a good hatch. See what we get. Anyway, I'll get on with it. I'll show you potatoes, and it's nice to be nice. So guys, I pulled the peas down. They were past it. I've composted most of it. Rest around back. Just got to pick up pods off them. But disaster has struck. Potato blight. And tomatoes at back at garage over there are showing some signs. So I'm going to pull leaves off that are affected on tomatoes, and where it's affected, cut that back, see what happens. I'm going to pop a couple of these out. There's some softball mirrors in here, and the desiri, and all the ones in that bed are all affected, so I'm going to cut all the tops off them and bag it up and burn it. But the sawpaw is supposed to be resistant, so I'll have a look as I separate them. I don't know which is which at the minute. I did mark the buckets, but as they're in so close proximity, that crappy weather we had, and we'll have a look, see what we've got. So guys, that's a southpaw mirror. I wanted to actually keep some of these for seed, but hey, I'll order them off the internet next year. And this is a desiri. I'm feeling a few spuds in bottom, so it might not be as bad as ever as it is, well, as I thought, but I'll pop them out and see what we've got. I'm not going to bother with weighing, just going to control them and see what we've got. They haven't been in, yeah, I don't know how long they've been in. 2 or 3 months. Not been in that one. Just put a date on this one. No, there's a date on one of them, but it's about 3 months. So, southpaw, southpaw, even. There's some spuds in it. Obviously these are a late crop, so. Are you going swimming, Bardy?
Yeah.
Because it's hot, now.
Yeah. What is that thing there?
What thing? Where?
That.
The potatoes.
No, that.
Oh, that's a
Like seal.
woodlouse.
Like a seal. It's a bird mouse. It's like a seal. Ooh, like big, huge potato.
They're not big and huge. These are very early because they should have been in a
I
lot
got a
longer.
big head. I like a potato.
You've got a big head.
Yeah. Potato, potato, potato.
So that's what we got. There's obviously another 8 buckets or so. There were 1 southpaw mirror in each pot and 2 at desiri. And these at Blight and Rate, which volunteered in corn bed. So there'll be something to come, but I want to cut all the tops off for everything and, as I said, bag it up. And at least I'll get some potatoes. Hopefully I'll get some tomatoes as well. This is another news, apart from the bad news. We're looking at these beds where I've planted them the same. There's not much different. That looks actually better than that. The broccoli, whatever you call them, Calabri. Is it Calabri? No, I don't know, forget. But the lettuce in this bed look like they're doing a lot better than lettuce. They look bigger. I did plant some more other stuff in, but the capsicum in that bed doesn't look as good as that one. This one's putting on fruit now. This one's a little bit behind, and they were exactly the same. The eggplants were different plants. I bought them at different times, but that doesn't seem to have done much growing. This one seems to have done a lot more growing. But I've discovered that what I thought was a tomato volunteer is actually coming from a rootstock. So this must be grafted onto a tomato rootstock, which I didn't know before when I bought it. As you can see, it's coming direct out of the same plant. So I'm tempted actually to leave it rather than to cut it off as a sucker. Elephant garlic's doing alright. These Inca Gurkha, it's gone nuts. I didn't know how big it were going to get, but that's like in a week it's gone absolutely huge. I'll have some beans off at monastery beans soon. And bush beans are all in flower, so plenty of beans. Got more onions coming here. Got three onions in 3 different stages. No more cucumbers, got to put some up there. And potatoes also are going to be cut off, unfortunately, and they haven't been in as long as others. I might just leave them a bit, just see how they go, if they go. Though the rows are all bolting now. I'm going to leave some of this because hopefully quail will be hatching in a couple of days, 12th. So I'm going to cut it, summon it back, and try and I'll use it as a food substitute. Well, not substitute, but more food for them as well. Hopefully they'll eat it, and I'll keep a couple for seed. I'll put a post up and tie them up so they don't go nuts and spread out and take up space. But corn's doing well this year. Last year you didn't get to, it were about 4 foot tall. This year it's got to be nearly 10, so that's good. Sweet potatoes and Monch 2, that's all coming into flower now, so when them peas have gone, others will be eating Monch 2. Sweet potatoes are vining well now, and there's also some nasturtiums in there. The yacon hasn't grown as tall as it did last year. It'll be interesting to see what we get off of that this year. As I said, there's more onions, just they were all spares. I didn't buy a great deal of onion. I bought the smallest bag of onion sets I could. But you get lots. And like I say, I've got some radishes here and some other bits and pieces. But see how we go. I've been thinning these carrots out the normal way by eating them. These are coming on alright, these are about ready. They haven't all fell over, but these are quite large. Not huge. As I suspected, all the stuff at back at bed, blocked out by peas, didn't survive. And I had 3 sunflowers which had been, they're a bit root bound and they've been in a pot for ages. I just stuck them in back of there. And I've got to cut them back. Bugger. These are shallots. I thought I'd plat them up as well. I separated bigger ones from smaller ones. I'm quite pleased with them.